Now then, how are you? We're here this morning at Lingy Moor Farm. We've got the pleasure of meeting Mr. Barker, who has been breeding some of the top Aberdeen Angus cattle for some of the best suppliers in England. We've got a great association with them, and we're going to look at buying some quality cattle. He's going to pick some out, show us around his farm, and he's going to show them what they feed as well. Absolute pleasure to meet you. As always, the goal for us is to find quality farmers here in the Pride of Yorkshire for some quality beef. We've come to look at your Aberdeen Angus herd today, which is a native breed, carries a little bit more fat. We'll have some beautiful round cuts and steak cuts. Will obviously be going into a herd restaurant, and we're hoping to put some in the Tongue Garden Centre as well. Tell us a little bit about how long you've been here and some quality cattle you've got.
Yeah, so we've been here on this farm since my father bought it in 1968. I was born here in 1970, still here, and we've been working with these Aberdeen Angus cattle since 2000, and we've been supplying some well-known supermarkets and some other outlets ever since then. We've been great customers, pleased to be associated with Phil here. Look forward to doing some good business with them and feeding his restaurant in Ilkley and some other places.
And it's true you actually have the original Jeremy Clarkson work on this farm, right? They copied this farm, that's why we've come here, yeah. He's the man. So they've got the original Jeremy Clarkson. How long has he worked here?
Jerry's been here 35 years, I think, nearly. To 34, 35 years, yeah.
So if you've been here all this time, you specialise in one cattle and one cattle only, yeah, which is the Aberdeen Angus.
Yeah.
They're supplying to some really reputable places, and we're hoping to pick some here today. Have a look around this farm. Really thank you for letting us come up, and hopefully we can do a bit of business. As always, that's what it's all about. We can get some into our stores, get some into a restaurant, and learn a little bit about this quality breed that's probably one of the most famous breeds going. Yeah, everybody knows Aberdeen Angus, and as we go on and tell the story, we'll get into some different breeds too. But for now, we're going to have a look around this farm, and you show me the ropes. One of the things that we get asked a lot with cattle is it grass-fed? How do you finish it? What is it fed on? And I've found it really interesting how methods that you do with farming today. Tell us a little bit about the feed that you put into your cattle.
Okay. So our the cattle, they all spend 6 months of the year out to grass, so between April and October, but generally by October the land conditions are getting too wet. So we feel we've got to bring them in, for an animal health, animal welfare situation really. They come in, but we have access to a lot of the food that we feed them. Then once they come inside, we grow 80% of it, and then some of it we buy in, and I'll show you what we feed them. So we grow our own. We do feed grass, so grass is part of the ration when they're inside. So this is a grass from a herbal ley. So herbal ley, there's 14 different species of plant in here. So we've got grasses, we've got legumes, we've got clover, we've got chicory. So a nice diverse diet in that, and that's 20% of the diet. And then we've got some good old brewer's grains from the brewery, from John Smith's in Tadcaster. That smells absolutely beautiful.
I like a drop of John Smith.
So we put, so that goes in as well. That's a great form of feed, and that's a waste product as well. So it's a low carbon footprint, which we're also thinking about. And then we've got over here, so this is bread, waste bread, at the bread factory, comes from our friend Mr. Tucker in Barnsley. So, and that's a good form, great form of feed there, starch in that diet, it helps in the diet. And then we've got our own homegrown, this is rolled barley, so this is dry barley, we've combined, and then we roll it through that roller over there, and then we feed this, and they get, and that's about 20% of the diet as well.
How much a day do they eat, or in a week?
So in a day they get 8 ton of feed a day.
8 ton.
So that mixer wagon is filled up twice a day, and that's 8 tons a day.
So it's understandable
between
why people
400,
need a good price for the
350 cattle. Yeah.
8 ton a day. Tell us about this stuff. Why it's so special to your cattle?
Well, the beans are 16% protein. They haven't been cooked with a combine. They're cooked with a chopper and crimped in a shed, but we always find that beans, they're a good source of protein, and the cattle, it tends to make them lay down and cud, which is where the cattle are laid down and cudding. That is very important. That's when they're putting beef on, you know. Yeah.
And your cattle seem to be a bit more relaxed and a bit more
Content.
better with the content and the digestion when you're giving them this gear,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
something
that's
that
right.
you
Yeah.
really put a lot of effort into.
Yeah, no.
I might have a bit for my son.
So this is crimped wheat. So we grow that in the fields around the buildings where the cattle are. We grow 100 acres of wheat every year, and then we cut it. Instead of cutting it dry at 15% moisture, we cut it at about 40%. So it's like a really the grains like a soft cheese sort of state. So we combine it and we put it through what we call a roller crimper. Put it in this clamp, we roll it down, compact it, ensile it, so it ferments and it comes out as a beautiful feed. And I say it's homegrown, and it's great feed for the animals, and they love it. So it all goes in a mixer wagon with the other products, and we end up with a cracking diet, nice and diverse. That puts good beef on, super tasty. Animals love it. Animals are healthy, and healthy beef, healthy food.
So as things are growing at Bennett's Butchers, we're getting closer associations with quality local Yorkshire farmers. We're on Aberdeen Angus this time. Look out for it in store, look out for it online, and you can even have it delivered right here to the farm. We'll get it sorted out. It's going to be the best of the best.